Hi, I'm Matt Ishbia, President and CEO of UWM, and this is 3 points. First point, will the Federal Reserve lower interest rates? What's going on with interest rates? You see a lot of the stuff in the media. Will Jerome Powell lower rates? What's inflation doing? President Trump, FHFA Director Bill Pulte putting a lot of pressure. Should Jerome Powell resign? Is he going to lower rates? Why is he so slow to doing it? A lot of information going out there. Obviously, there's a lot of things happening. We'll see what happens going forward. But here's what we think. First off, I think there's a lot of pressure on them to lower rates because it's the right thing to do right now based on the market. Like if you look back in the past, the inflation was actually higher, I think at 2.7% than it is today, around 2.4%. And they lowered rates then. Why aren't they looking to lower rates again? It seems like it makes sense. I don't know if there's a political thing and why they're fighting President Trump on this, but it seems like the right thing, which is a positive thing for everyone in our industry. If rates come down a little bit, we know there's a lot of consumers that'll be helped, saving money, but also affordability, which is a big problem right now, will get solved a little bit by rates coming down just slightly. And so we see that as an opportunity. We'll see what happens. Obviously, there's a lot of things they look at, CPI and labor and so many different things, inflation. Like there's so many things that people got to look at. I understand Jerome Powell's role, but as you see, there's a lot of opportunity to help a lot of consumers by lowering rates a little bit. So what will happen? We don't know the answer to this, but we do believe that rates are going to continue to come down and there's going to be a big opportunity in the second half of 2025. Second point, one bureau credit report model. So a lot of people are talking as we see costs continue to go up in the mortgage industry and especially on credit reports. Is there a way to cut costs? Maybe going to a one bureau instead of a three bureau. And so the requirement's always been you need three bureaus and sometimes you just need two, but that you need more bureaus to do this. Now that might change going forward. I know the MBA has been talking about it. A lot of people are talking about, is there a way to just use one bureau, which will save the cost on a credit report to help consumers save money? Now, that's not the only spot to save money. There's obviously title. There's other parts that you can save money on costs on closings. But how do you make affordability? We talked about interest rates, but also closing costs. And credit report bureaus, like, do you need three bureaus anymore? Don't they all have the same information pretty much? Can you go to a one bureau model that maybe gives opportunity for more people to qualify, but also, more importantly, save money across the board on upfront costs because it's getting expensive and you don't want that to be a barrier to home ownership or refinancing. Third point. Trigger lead ban nears finish line. So the House of Representatives and the Senate have both passed the Home Buyers Privacy Protection Act, which is basically the trigger lead ban as we've been talking about it here. What does this mean? How is it going to impact the business? Are there going to be no more trigger leads? Not exactly. First off, if it actually finalized, which we don't think would be finalized till the end of this year, it would mean that there's less trigger leads being sold per transaction. So it could go to the servicer, it can go to the lender, go to the original lender, but not just crazy 15, 20 different places being sold to. So hopefully less attack to the consumer. So less competition, potentially, but don't get confused. Still, leads will be bought. People have opportunity to buy these leads in other ways through multiple mechanisms. So people think trigger leads, it means that now I got a client and they're never going to be shopped. I'm going to be set. That's not how this is really going to go. So trigger leads, could they be coming to an end? In a small way, they will be, but don't forget, closing loans fast, giving borrowers competitive rates, staying close to borrowers is still important because there's all different sources of leads that people can buy once the process is started. And it's not just trigger leads, although trigger leads could be coming to an end here soon. Thanks for joining me. I'm Matt Ishbia, President and CEO of UWM, and that was 3 points.